So it has been a year since I installed the form lighting headlights. They have a startup sequence, the amber DRLs. This is one of the best upgrades I've done on a 3rd generation Tacoma. They are extremely bright at night. They are like brand new after a year of ownership, and I can't say enough good things about it. Let's see what these look like at night. And I'll re-edit the install video because it's one of my first videos I ever did. And I'll re-edit that and put this on the tail end of this if you're interested about the install. Let's get to it. They offer a white DRL and an amber DRL. I went with the amber DRL because, in my opinion, they just look better. But the features includes startup sequence as an aggressive blacked out appearance, plug and play installation, and it's got an adapter for non-DTRL trucks. It's got triple projector. What's better than one projector? 3 projectors. All 3 are bi-LED units providing output for both low beam and high beam illumination. These units provide a serious upgrade at output. Now, the startup sequence, they're packed with the latest and most modern lighting function, including a welcome sequence saying hello. Anytime the running lights turn on, they will illuminate in a smooth 2-stage chasing sequence before fully illuminating to a brilliant amber. It will turn heads, I'm telling you. It's got a sequential turn signal. It's got OEM grade construction. I have not had any problems whatsoever with moisture or anything like that. They are road legal. They meet all SAE, DOT, FMVSS and CMVSS standards and regulations for legal on-road use in the US and Canada. They are plug and play. They'll fit perfectly without any gaps. I haven't seen any gaps whatsoever. They're designed to plug into your factory headlight connector with no wiring modifications needed at all. There's no flickering or hyper flashing, and I have not had any problems with the electrical system at all. These lamps are compatible with USDM models only. This is for the Toyota Tacoma from years 2016 to 2023. They operate at a power wattage of 54.4. They have an operating voltage of 9 to 16 volts, operating temperature of -40 degrees Fahrenheit to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. They are IP67 weatherproof. It weighs about 9 pounds, so it's for both of them 18 pounds. And it's included in a pair. Installation time is about 1 to 2 hours. Basic tools are needed, and I would heavily recommend a trim removal toolkit. I'll put a link to the installation guide down in the description below, and stick around for the install video. Right, for this install, you're going to need a ratchet with a 10mm and 8mm socket with an extension, a U-shaped pry tool, a plastic pry tool. You're going to need an impact wrench with an 18mm socket and extension, needle nose pliers, and patience. Let's unbox this. This is packed very well, shipped straight from the factory. They appear to be extremely well built. So to get started, we're going to have to take a plastic pry tool and pry this piece off right here. There's adhesive that comes to about right in here, and we got to get this bumper off. So in order to do that, we got to take a pry tool, pry back the fender flare here, and there is a clip and a 10mm bolt right here that we're going to have to remove in order to get this done. Then the next step is we are going to remove the grill. Take this clip with a U-shaped pry tool. We just pop that off. Set that to the side. Then we will take our 10mm ratchet socket and so we'll take a pry tool, We'll have to come off of this. Okay, there we go. That fender is off. Alright, so let's take our U-shaped pry tool, get right in there, comes right off. This bolt off. And we want to get this clip off of this rubber piece here, so you can see that kind of comes off. You want to get that off. Go. There we go. Now we just want to disconnect. There we go. Alright. So to remove the grill, you need to unbolt this bolt. It's 10 millimeters. You need to unbolt this one, 10 millimeters. There's a clip right here, and you can use a U-shaped pry tool to get that off. And the same thing over here on the other side. Here, you want to take a pair of pliers, squeeze and push through. That will disconnect the cable going to the TSS sensor from the grill, but you also have to unclip this wiring harness right here from the grill as well. Just a simple squeeze and pull out, and it'll come right off. Now I have a lot of extra things on my grill, so I've got Raptor lights I'm going to have to disconnect. I've got an LED light bar that I'm going to have to disconnect, and a front camera I'm going to have to disconnect. But that's just for this grill. Let's take our U-shaped pry tool and let's get these clips off. Let's go ahead and remove these 10 millimeter bolts. Now we need to remove the TSS sensor. Let's first take this and push it through with pliers. There we go. Push it through. We remove the clip from the TSS sensor. All of our other connectors have been already disconnected. So now we just lift it off these notches and the grill will just come off. Tilt it. And the grill is disconnected. So we have 10 millimeter bolts right next to the tire to remove it on this side. Then when we're done, go the other side and do it. And now onto the other side. once you have the DV8 bumper off, you shouldn't see any more bolts, especially if you've taken the air dam off. But if you do see any, just take them off. But you shouldn't see any, especially if you've installed the DV8 bumper. So now we will remove the DV8 bumper, and it's a very simple process. There are 4 bolts that mount to this bracket here. You can see that. And over on the other side, you better be ready to get hold of this because it will drop. Use your knees, use your arms, because it will fall to the floor if you don't have a good hold of it. Now, when you take this off, it should go in this configuration. It should have a washer, lock nut, and then push that through, and then the washer, and then the nuts. So putting it back on, it should be like this. Now let's remove the other nuts and let's remove the bumper. Let's put those to the side because this thing will come off. Alright, we have the DV8 bumper off. Okay, so the next step is we need to remove this clip and these 4 clips down here, and there is one just like this on the other side that we'll have to remove. So we'll take our U-shaped trim removal tool and start removing these. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pull this out because there's nothing really holding this bumper on anymore, and we'll have to go do the other side. So if you got a buddy, this would be the time where you want to get their help. So let's pop this off. So get my pry tool and stick that back in there. Should just be able to get it right off. Okay, there it comes. See, it just comes right off. So we will go to the other side. So there's some clips back here behind this. And do not use the metal pry tool on this, you will scratch your paint. Unclip this. Looks like it's going to the fog lights. So to remove the headlight, we're going to unbolt this, and over here on the side, we have to remove this bolt. And we had to remove the bumper to get to this bolt, so that's the reason for removing the bumper. This guy right here. So the next thing we do to remove the headlight is take our pry tool and pop it off these notches here. Okay. And then you just pull it out. Just like that. We take our bulbs, just twist and turn and pop them out. And our headlight is disconnected. So depending on your model and trim of your Tacoma, you're going to need to install a adapter harness to the form lighting headlights. Now in mine, I didn't need to do it. The instructions say that if you have halogen headlights, you'll need to use this. However, on my 2018 Tacoma, it's TRD Sport, I did not have to do that. Okay. Let's start wiring these up. And you can't mess this up. It only go one way. This one goes up here in the corner. Okay. Now, take this. And what our goal is to hang it on those notches. Right, go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So before you bolt this back on, let's go ahead and test this to make sure that all of our connectors are connected properly. The test worked. Let's go ahead and remove the film. Be sure to remove these from the OEM headlights and screw them into the new headlights. Now that our film is removed, let's go and start putting these bolts back in here, and we'll put this back on the same way we took it off. So the last step in installing the form lighting headlights is that we need to angle the headlights. There are two 8mm adjuster knobs on the headlight. Here is one, and the other is just beneath this bracket right here, right under the other side. You'll need an extension for that, but I do recommend an electric ratchet for this. So you can, it'll be much easier to adjust by quickly angling them up and down when you have it on low beams in front of a wall. That way you can line them up, get them even on both sides, and they'll end up looking great. Now, the other side, you will have to remove the washer fluid reservoir. These are 10mm bolts. You don't have to completely disconnect the hoses or anything. Just move it enough to get out of the way so you can get to that bolt right down there, that adjuster right down there. There is one right under here. And you can kind of see it right there if you can. But that one won't require removal of this. You can just adjust it right there. But I do recommend an electric ratchet so you can see which way is going up and down and to quickly get them to where you want them to be. So what do you think about the form lighting headlights for the 3rd generation Tacoma? I think it looks awesome. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing, sharing, liking, and hitting that notification bell. And be sure to check my next video. I think you'll like it. We'll see you next time.